Good evening, hivelings. You'll pardon us, we've never addressed the hive in this manner, but feel free to interact. How many will be watching when we destroy the she-stunk tomorrow? So exciting. Hello. The hivelings are flocking. We see you. Hello, Andrew. Neither can we, Taylor. I'm sure the rest of the hive can't wait for tomorrow, too. Who is our favorite opponent to face so far? We can only deal with the present, Edward. Right now, the she-skunk has our full attention, and she is providing us with the greatest challenge. So we'll have to say her. Our new hiveling, Vicky, welcome. Welcome to the hive, child. All the way from Scotland. We told you the hive stretches across the world and is unstoppable. And yes, the she-skunk will fall to greater depths than she's ever gone. We will show her it is possible to be more than just destroyed. We'll annihilate her soul. We're doing wonderful, Kayla. Thank you for asking. We're excited. Excited for the impending destruction. Our patience has worn out. Do we think we will win on Friday against Sienna? Emmy, of course we think we will win. We have the hive behind us, and of course there is the fact that at Slammiversary it was the Mad Bride who assisted her, and she is a bit preoccupied now with her dates, her next boy-crazy conquest. Let her be distracted by Grado. We will take the she-skunk all to ourselves. We're to face Sienna in a Monsters Ball match, of course. This is essentially a Monsters Ball without pins. We just have to immobilize her. Beat her down enough so she cannot get up. A Monsters Ball with a promise of even more violence. Not a 3 count, but a 10 count. What do we think about the hive increasing the number of hivelings every day? It's wonderful. The hive's reach is worldwide, and it continues to spread. The shadow does not stop, and the hivelings flock to its herald, the demon assassin, because they are welcomed as long as they devote themselves to the shadow. We do not discriminate. Every race, color, gender, creed, everyone is welcome in the hive. Oh, we will be returning to the UK soon. Keep an eye on our Twitter account. This is how we reach all our hivelings, at We Are Rosemary. Oh, a marriage proposal. Pardon us, hivelings, we cannot accept. We must remain impartial. Every single one of you is important. We will be the last knockout standing, you're right. Carabelle, are we and Allie going to team up? The bunny has already proven herself open, more open than anyone else that we've approached. Bram and Brandy, they rejected us, but the bunny, she's embraced something inside of her. And look how much stronger she's gotten in such a short time. Red wedding Sienna and Breaker. What a wonderful idea. But a normal red wedding may not be enough. Perhaps something more vicious, more destructive. A super red wedding. We'll have to come up with something extra dastardly. Are we friends with Allie? We are allies with Allie. Friends is a strange term. We're not entirely certain we understand the concept of friendship. But she can do something for us and we can do something for her. The relationship is mutually beneficial, and is that not more important? The amazing hivelings on Twitter, we have addressed this recently, yes. We love watching you hivelings interact with each other. It absolutely warms our little black heart to see that everyone that has embraced the hive has embraced each other as well. We love watching you chatter with each other, watching you interact, watching you become friends. Is this what you mean by the term friends? It is mutually beneficial for you to find people with like needs, like wants, to be there for each other, to reach out. Perhaps this is what friendship means. You see, hivelings, you are teaching us something as well. If the she-skunk survives, will she have the shadow's respect? Well, we cannot speak for the shadow. We are merely its herald. We bring forth the destruction that the age of shadow commands. We could not say if it will have the she-skunk's respect. The she-skunk has our respect. We can say that. We absolutely admire the way she has evolved, the way she has learned, the way she adapted and understood and sacrificed her own flesh to block our poison mist. We do respect that. She has a desire to win at all costs. That is absolutely something the demon respects, but that will not save her. Abyss, do we think he'll be part of the hive? We haven't heard his voice for so long. Ever since what LAX did to him. His brother has been gallivanting around, has not acknowledged us. We miss our monster. None were so beautiful. Have we had any conversations with Joseph Park? No. The most interaction we've had with Joseph Park is him sending Grado to ask us on a date. Obviously, he didn't listen to anything his brother ever said about us, because that should have been obvious. Joseph Park, go away. We want your brother back today. Love to be a member of the hivelings from Stacy in the UK. Well, you are welcome in the hive, Stacy, just as all the others. We embrace every single one of you. So look, hivelings, we have a new one. Welcome, Stacy. Who would you like to have a match with, Kara? Anybody who wants to challenge themselves and face our brand of violence and push themselves beyond anything they've ever done. We welcome any challenge. But if we had to pick one, beyond the wars we're already having with the she-skunk, it's not wise to divert your attention. Look what happened. Look what happened when there were too many to pay attention in the tag division, and Decay lost its focus, and LAX swooped in. No, it's not wise to divert your focus, but on that note, Diamante, we have not forgotten your slights against the demon, and we never will. We miss you in Smash Wrestling. We miss Smash Wrestling desperately. And we would love to return someday. And honestly, barring something catastrophic happening, we will make our way back to Smash Wrestling, the birthplace of the demon. How many children have made us cry Children don't make us cry. The children of the hive are a joy. They are the future. They see things with pure eyes, and they recognize the demon assassin as a leader. Not as something to be feared, but as something that will nurture them. The children of the hive are the most special of the hivelings because they have no bias. They have no bitterness. They see things for what they truly are. Can Allie become a demon like us? We're not sure what that would take. Would the bunny be a demon? Would she be open to a possession? You'd have to ask her. It's not our choice. We have our flesh. Revenge on all of LAX one day. We build an army stronger than them. We cannot deny that our heart's desire is revenge on LAX one day. After all, they did murder our brothers in front of us, and that is something we will never forget. Abyss and Crazy Steve, we were family, and that was taken from us. In LAX, a day does not go by that we do not fantasize about your ultimate demise. To build an army, we would have to. There are so many of them. We cannot take them on by ourselves. That would be absolutely foolish. Perhaps one day we could find like-minded individuals. Patience, hivelings. Revenge is a slow game. Well, we like Brazil. Thank you very much, Daniel. There was a killer bunny in Monty Python, so it's possible. Well, we can't deny that. That's absolutely true. Not entirely certain if that was a different species or not than what Allie is. That may have already been possessed. It may have been a bunny hellspawn. Not 100% true. Again, you'd have to ask the bunny if she was open. Would you marry an Englishman? Well, we've never been proposed to by an Englishman, so unanswerable. Can you make Josh Matthews disappear? We could, but why? Have you listened to Josh Matthews and the way he speaks in such awe of the shadow and the demon and decay when we were still a unit? Josh Matthews respects the shadow and everything that we do. Why on earth would we want someone to disappear who respected us so greatly? What about suicide? Something quite different about that one, isn't there? Taylor, you're learning. Marry a Welshman. All right, hivelings. We told you. Marriage proposals are just not on our mind right now. What is the stuff we spit into opponents' eyes? Poison mist. Darling Jamie, poison mist formed from a gland here. It takes many years and a great amount of dedication to learn. And it burns. And it affects opponents differently depending on the color that we generate. Blindness, burning. But it is one of our greatest weapons, to be sure. Did you see how it burned Sienna's flesh, even when she choked us with it? Even used back against us, it is still a weapon. Do you allow new members? If they're suited, if they are accepted by the shadow, if they are chosen by the shadow primarily, we can only do what the shadow commands. The shadow commanded we watch out for Allie. So we did. And she's been getting stronger for it. The shadow wanted Bram. Unfortunately, he rejected the kind offer and he paid the price. The great Muda was a master of the mist. He was, though not the originator, pardon us, hivelings. That honor goes to the great Kabuki, who passed it on to the great Muda. But yes, the great Muda, in our humble opinion, is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and we respect him greatly. And he was one of the reasons we entered into the studies of how to use this great weapon. Did we watch ECW? Not very often. Occasionally. The shadow does not command us to marry you. Nice try, though. What's next for Rosemary and Angel Dust? An adventure into the UK next with Rise 4 in Norwich. That's all we can tell you. But we do have plans, we assure you. Have we learned how to form the black mist? Oh, not yet. Not yet. We are far from being a master yet. Hope you come to Scotland one day so we can meet you. We would love to come to Scotland. There's a great amount of hivelings there, we've noticed. We will be back in Norwich soon, if you are willing to road trip to meet the demon assassin. Everyone apparently does want to marry the demon. Sadly, we're a bit of a heartbreaker. Or heart ripper outer. It's a fuzzy area. Would you miss Sienna in Last Knockout Standing? Oh, Lindsay. Hello, by the way. We miss you. It's a tricky question because it would be not very wise of us to use something that Sienna has clearly learned to notice and to telegraph when it is coming. But that's fine. As we said last week, just because Sienna can see when the mist is coming, does that mean that she can telegraph when every other weapon that we are now allowed to use is going to be coming? We have so many delightful ideas, and we can use anything we want this time. You built road trip? Delightful. We'll see you then. A road trip is so worth it to meet Rosemary. Slammiversary 15 was one of the best wrestling weekends ever. Taylor, you are such a lovely boy. You hear, hivelings? We're welcoming of you. And we do remember once we've met you. We've seen a couple names on here that we've already met people of. If the Knockouts tag belts come back, would we like it? Interesting question. Right now, the bunny is the only other knockout that seems to be on the same page as the demon. Does that mean we want to be a tag team with her? Not sure. Although, that means together we could take on the she-skunk and her mad bride. So not a bad idea. So many questions, hivelings, so many questions. If TNA coming to the UK next year, would you be coming? We often say how much we love wrestling in the UK. So if we are to be returning, you can count that the demon assassin would be there. And Grado should try to ask Courtney Rush for a date. It's funny you should mention that, because Courtney's not here right now. Barbed wire, thumbtacks, and glass, among many things. So many choices. Would you consider teaming up with OGB if she comes back? Well, the first thing she did upon her last return was insult us, so she might have some apologizing to do first. A little groveling never hurt anyone. Buffy and Faith, yes. Good catch. Is there another knockout that you would love to have a Monsters Ball match with? To inflict that level of violence? Well, we have said that we wanted Gale's attention. We did claim that our entire goal was to push her to come back at 100% so that we could claim dominance over the Knockouts division by defeating the greatest knockout of all time. And then she went and broke our black little heart by announcing her retirement at the end of the year. So Gale, do us this honor. Don't forget about all we did to you. Join us for one last dance. Why did you decide to help Allie? Because the Shadow commanded it. The Shadow saw something worthwhile in the bunny. The Shadow heard the voice of a soul calling out in fear, in frustration. The Shadow saw somebody who, like us, had recently lost what they considered family. For us, Abyss and Steve were gone. For Allie, the women that she was loyal to did nothing but berate her. So while on the surface there may not have been likenesses, beneath, the demon and the bunny were very similar. And the Shadow in all its wisdom saw that and sent us to protect her, to teach her the ways, to teach her to become a fighter, to embrace the darkness and to bring what we know is inside of her out for the rest of the world to see. Who is the Shadow? The Shadow is the supreme darkness, the rival to the light that lies. The Shadow is pure. The Shadow is cold, hard truth. It doesn't lie. It may not be what you want to hear, but it doesn't lie. The Shadow is all-knowing and all-seeing, and we are its herald. What would you finish the she-skunk with? The Red Wedding or something different? The Red Wedding is a powerful tool. But if it is not enough to finish the she-skunk, to keep her down for a count of 10, then we will find a more brutal way to do so. Gladly. Oh, Jamie, don't be ridiculous. James Storm is the Shadow. Well, that would be news to us. Considering that Beer Money were the first ones to fall. Pardon us, the wolves were the first. Beer Money lost the tag belts in the first place to Decay, so that would be very strange if James Storm was the orchestrator of his own demise. What has Jimmy Havoc got to do with you? Darling Jimmy. Our past Perhaps one day in our future again. We wouldn't mind. As of late, have you noticed his ruthlessness, his violence that he's been inflicting? This is the Jimmy Havoc that we knew of our past, and this is the Jimmy Havoc that we would love to unite with again, as we did recently at Smash Wrestling. We would love to play again, Jimmy. Abyss used to hang out with James Storm in the Revolution, correct? And look how well that went for him. How is your Danger Zone partner? Oh, yes, we must send a shout out to our darling Casey Spinelli. Who has the more toxic mist, us or Mischief? Good question. Shall we put it to the test one day? Open challenge, Mischief. Whenever you like. Red Wedding threw a table from the top of a ladder. Good Lord, Hivelings, you are of a violent breed. We love it. Will Impact Wrestling come to Chicago one of these days? We couldn't say if Impact was coming to Chicago, but we're often in Chicago. This past month, most recently for Shimmer, and I'm soon again. We love Chicago. Come visit. Have you always liked wrestling since a young hiveling? Yes. We watched it since we were tiny. It was big. All our life. And we knew that this was what we wanted to do. Which is why we embraced the shadow and gained the power needed to become one of the most dominant knockouts of all time. In such a short time, too. The hive has spread so impressively in a mere year and a half. Think about what we could do with a little more time. Would you have a mixed tag team match with The Undertaker if he still wrestled? It would be foolish to say that we wouldn't. Such a powerful partner. A true command of the darkness as well. Who do you think will win the Super X Cup? Someone who has to go to new extremes. Someone who has to pull out all the stops, especially with the wild cards in the tournament. Many of our regular Impact stars and our fans don't yet know what to expect from the likes of Drago and ACH and these newcomers. And rest assured, we are watching. We watch everything. The shadow commands we keep an eye on everyone. For when it points us in the direction of someone it wants, we need to be ready. When are you coming to Boston? Not anytime soon, darling. We're sorry. Do you miss Jade? We miss Blue every day. Such wonderful violence that she was just starting to show. She was really bringing something dark out of her heart, and we were so excited to see where that would go. Perhaps one day we'll see. Do you think EC3 could embrace the shadow? No comment. Ditch Braxton and his girl Allie. I'm afraid that's not our call. And the shadow sent us to protect Allie. So it didn't say anything about Do You should team up with Kaylee Ray. Oh, diabolical. Steel Blues tag team partner? Kaylee, yes, the hardcore daredevil. Not a bad idea. I wonder what she's doing. Rosemary, please visit Mexico. We would love to. Given the opportunity to see more of the world, to see how far the hive has spread, absolutely. What do I do about all my coworkers walking around work with their pinkies up? Stay strong, Taylor. The hive, we aren't weak. We do not fall easily. There are some fools out there who just don't understand. But that's why the hive was created. For a universe where you would be understood by like-minded brothers and sisters. So let them walk around with their pinkies up. Let them cheer the she-skunk. Let them believe in her false class. The hive knows better. The hive has chosen its true hero. And the demon assassin is ready to avenge all of you for the loss we suffered at Slammiversary. Did you wrestle in Germany in the past? Yes. We wrestled in Germany this past year for WXW in Berlin and Hamburg. And we would love to come back. Germany was amazing. And the hivelings there were strong and vocal. Join Lucha Underground. We've seen several of their world coming into Impact Wrestling as of late. We wonder how they would take to their realm being invaded. Red wedding into glass from a ladder, then missed Sienna into a chair. Damn. We're impressed. Have you ever noticed how love brings out the darkest part of you? It's crossed our mind. We're not sure if we've experienced what you would call love. Love for the hivelings, love for our family. And then they were taken from us. And when they were taken, yes, we did feel pain. Yes, it did bring out darkness. You're right. Love can bring out a dark side when it's threatened. We've talked a lot about Allie the Bunny, but what about Allie the Slayer? We wonder. Allie the Slayer may just be the reason the Shadow sent us to the Bunny. Like we said, to unlock something inside of her that perhaps she doesn't know is there. Where is our little bunny? At home right now. Do we like literature? Absolutely. Currently, we've been reading a lot of Lovecraft. To nobody's great surprise, we're sure. Does Rosemary own any pets? Several cats. Absolutely. The creature the most closely associated to the Dark Veil, the one that senses the divide between life and death. Naturally, we surround ourselves in cats. Which male wrestler would you like to face in a Monsters Ball match? Anywhere? Of the current roster at Impact Wrestling, I have to think. Who's annoyed us enough to have a Monsters Ball? Grado, maybe? Of anywhere else? We'll have to think about that. Hello, Hiveling Ashley. Abyss does have cats. Yes, he does. Also one who understands. Cat people are the best people. Moose and a Monsters Ball. He did get in our way, didn't he? But Cody sort of took care of that. We're fine with that. Maybe... No, we're going to stick with Grado. Think of the wonderful things we could do to him. TikTok Hivelings, we're running out of time. A couple more questions and then the demon must go. Rosemary versus Taya would be one hell of a fight. Now that is intriguing, isn't it? Did everybody notice recently that Taya will be joining us at the live events? We certainly hope those will not be the only dates, but we would love, absolutely love, to test ourselves against a fellow Canadian. And also somebody who goes to extreme limits. Anytime, Taya. Any place. Craig calls for a sign-off. Perhaps this is the place to end it then. So, Hivelings, it has been an absolute delight addressing all of you. Share yourselves with the Hive. Reach out to one another. Stay strong. Keep building. And believe that soon we will get back what is ours. We want, we take, we have. And the she-skunk has slighted us for the last time. So this week, in the last knockout standing match, she will decay. Decay. Decay!